Hello again, YouTube. This is the Truth Man. The channel is the No Matrix, No Simping, All Subjects channel. On this video, we're getting back to the Dealing with People series. Dealing with atheists. Dealing with atheists. People who claim that they are God or that they don't believe in God. Those are both forms of atheism. Just so you know. For you to say you're God, that's atheism. Because you're saying that you don't believe in God. By you claiming to be God, that's atheism. And I'm going to show you how to deal with them, because sometimes you have them in your family. Sometimes you have to work with these people. And I'm going to show you how to deal with them. First thing, don't hold against them what they believe. They have a free will. They have a right to believe what they believe. And even if they try to debate you, don't hold no grudges against them. It's not even necessary. They already putting themselves in enough jeopardy as it is. For you to say there's no God, but yet you still die, you already know that your beliefs are false, but let them believe it. Don't hold it against them. Don't be childish and try to get them fired or any of that. If that's what they believe, that's what they believe. It's going to be a little hard for you to try to be friends with them. So I wouldn't advise trying to be friends with an atheist. You never know what they're going to do. They have no restraint on the yang of evil that's in them. So be careful when you try to be friends with them. Now, if this is your sibling or something like that, when you deal with them, don't deal with them based on that. Don't not go around them because of that. Just, when they try to bring it up, shut them off. And if they won't shut off, leave. Like, you try to spend time with an atheist and they want to argue with you about the existence of God with you on the right path. I'm going to tell you firsthand, it's us who believe in God, which are in a number that cannot be numbered, against a small number of atheists who they want to disprove all the visions, dreams, revelations, inspirations, and everything else of people of all generations. To believe not at all. You know, don't agree with them. No matter what, even if you don't understand, do not agree with them. Because not a single one, I've had thousands of debates with atheists. Not one was able to prove that his beliefs are the truth, or to disprove the existence of a divine power that we call, in our languages, God, Most High. I don't like to call him God because most languages are spelled both ways, right to left, left to right. And that word means dog when spelled the opposite way, so I don't like to use it. I give him his title that he deserves, and that's Most High. So this particular guy, I don't know, I'm looking at it, I'm reading his comments, and you know, it's like a useless debate with an atheist, man. The Most High even told me, you know, don't debate them like that. He didn't tell me not to at all, because your faith is going to be proven through debates. That's one of the ways your faith is proven to yourself and to others. I wouldn't advise it at work, ever. Don't ever debate an atheist at work. Don't ever talk to them about anything political, spiritual, or dealing with relationships with people at work. And do what they do. If they try to keep pressing the issue, tell them, hey man, I ain't no snitch, but I ain't finna get into this with you at work, man. You keep bothering me, you're gonna leave me with no choice. How many atheists have snitched on me? You tried to come to me, get me to believe in nothing, and then when I show you detail by detail, and even the ways that you can understand. You want to get me in trouble? You want to get me rolled up? You want to tell the bosses? You came at me. Atheists are normally depressed within. Every atheist I ever seen was depressed, was miserable, didn't enjoy life. A couple of them tried to act like they did, but if you keep listening, you'll see that they didn't. So the first thing, let them believe what they want. It's them that's going to stand before God. Dude told me that his fate is in his own hands. And I said, okay, how many of your relatives done died? Was they faith in their own hand? When you say that your fate from an eternal perspective is in your own hands, then you saying, okay, I can cheat death. I'm not gonna die. If you die, every atheist that's dead already proved that their fate wasn't in their own hands. So the first thing, let them believe what they want. The second thing, do not get in these conversations with them at work. You can talk about sports. You can talk about the movies. You can talk about anything that's not tied to spiritual belief, to people covenants, and to politics. Don't deal with them on those levels. And don't let them fool you into it. Because if you well learned and well versed, all they're gonna do is get mad. It's a waste of energy. It's a waste of energy. So don't, and I also said, if you have relatives like this, be like, listen, I'm gonna respect your belief in nothing. You respect my belief in God. They can't prove it. This was weird. I kid you not, man. I done had debates, thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of debates with atheists. Not one of them have offered any meaningful information. They try to put beliefs out there that were known frauds. And here's this person who calls me all the time when I'm doing videos. All the time. So let them be wrong, man. They wrong. Life is within all of the elements. And life itself, mammals always are created by the seed that's within them. Even fruit is created this way. Everything is created this way. You have trees that start out as roots underground. The ground has life in it. The air has life in it. How did all these life forms come to be? If they came to be of their own, they wouldn't die. They die because Adam had dominion over it all. And Adam gave his dominion away. Now you can say what you want about that. Maybe different names, maybe they had different names or whatever. We see every day the relevance of the creation story. I was just sitting there reading this. I'm like, why am I even still entertaining this? Believe what you want. You're not going to convince me. You have no argument. See, I be trying to be nice to him. It's too much life and life forms around for your argument to be valid. Life can't form itself and then reconstruct itself in such a complex way as we see. The clouds come and go. They produce rain that produces even more growth. Come on, man. So all this harmony that we see in the environment and in the atmosphere created itself. Dude, the devil got you, man. Oh, let me guess. The devil got you believing that she don't exist either, bro. Stop it. Stop it. Just stop it. You have organs running all through your body. You have veins, arteries, red blood cells, everything harmonic, keeping you alive. And you think all of that just came to be on its own. You weird. But again, when you're dealing with atheists, let them believe what they want. Like I was just talking to my sons while I was reading his comments, like I'm looking like the prototype that's used in things that continuously move is eerily similar. Cars and people are eerily similar. Cars have windows, people have eyes. Cars have oil, people have blood. Cars have wires and fuses, people have arteries and veins. Cars have a battery, people have a brain. Cars have an engine, people have a heart. It's kind of weird, ain't it? Cars have 4 layers, people have 4 layers. The prototype that causes continuous movement. Cars have tires, people have feet. Come on now. The only difference with cars and people is people have a seed in them that produces life. And why is that? That's because we come from life. So knowing all of this, don't argue with them, man. They miserable enough. The dude got to bringing up Dr. Seuss books. I told him, I said, yes, the Bible has typologies in it, has allegories in it, but a lot of the things and the people mentioned in the Bible have been historically documented and proven. King Ahab and Jezebel, all the historians of their day, artifacts have been found about them. A lot of the pharaohs. You know, me personally, I believe Moses was of the pharaoh Tutmosis, based on research. It's just too much. Too much evidence. He says, if the Most High is good, why does he create evil? I didn't answer it, but I'm going to answer it for my subscribers. Think about it. It's common sense. If you are God, right, and you know that everything, all the people have a mixture of evil and good, right? Right? Originally, it was not so. The free will was placed in man, therefore evil has to be available. Because the ability to choose good was available. I can't, listen, man. There's things I can explain to you, but it's not really the time. So, knowing that you God, you gonna need beings to do those things that are a result of the negative free will, right? But most evil, he ain't had nothing to do with it. The main evil that he created was based on the free will, the knowledge of good and evil. That's between him and the devil. The agreement was in place. You got to get the option. But they can't explain that either. They can make comments like, why did he create evil? But when you explain it, oh man, I don't believe that. Don't believe it. You believe he created evil. See, that's selective believing. They want to believe certain things. If you don't believe in God, then why are you saying he created evil then? You're selective. You cherry picking. There's a difference between cherry picking and rightly dividing. You cherry picking. Oh, he says I create evil. Grab that. You put that in your bucket. So when you dealing with these, trust me, man, it is a waste of time. Because at the end of the day, what they believe and what they do, their works are going to be judged. Whether they think that's common sense. Okay, watch this. Once again, the prototype is there. What do we have? We have a judicial system. They do what? What do the judges do? When you break them laws, they dare to make sure that you don't continuously break those laws. Because in breaking laws, you affect other people. Even the laws of the Bible are there for people to treat each other in certain ways. And to treat him and to treat themselves in certain ways. So how could you believe that you can break the laws of the land and be judged? And not believe that you can break the laws of God and not be judged? You goofy. I don't even like using insults. I don't need insults. Atheists cannot disprove the existence of God. You can't. Many have tried. Some of the best, the most well cherry-picked atheists of all times have tried and failed miserably. The Genesis effect. Look that up. The law of thermodynamics. Science don't even agree with atheists. And it's weird because they always try to use the science argument. And science, if you know science, and any preacher, if you're a preacher, you can't just read that Bible. You got to know science too. You got to know what the other books say. You got to know what history is. That's why y'all be losing debates. And that's why Christianity is fading away. Because there's too many things that make it look fraudulent that y'all can't prove. And then y'all rejected me, so I'm not going to help you. I'll help you learn the truth. I'm not against you. I know the Most High, as many Christians, that he looked at their faith and their works, and they resting in heaven right now. But there's many that didn't make it. I'm saved by grace. So you keep being a crackhead. Stop. Just stop. So again, let's go back over. 1, at work, atheists are no. Keep it superficial with them and do not budge. Their vessel is open to Satan. If you're a believer, he's going to try to use them against you or she. I'm sorry. The devil is not a he. That's another thing. But when you got siblings that are atheists, that's still your sibling. Deal with them based on everything else. You know, that's a red flag. And they making themselves an op, but that's still your brother or sister by blood. So try not to, they have a free will. Let them do that. If they start up with you, don't try to convince them. God don't need nobody. He's not begging nobody. The Most High is not begging people. I'm telling you, I got rhema words from him. So many different ways, so many different times. You're not to try to convince people of faith. If you convince them of faith, you give them the opportunity of their free will to learn. And if they choose not to, don't hold it against them. But sometimes you're going to have to be firm with them. When they get to talking like they know, you tell them you know nothing. And I'm not finna go here with you. But don't try to act like you know, because I'm not trying to waste my energy arguing and trying to convince you. Like, I was ignoring this dude, but every time I look up, he's still talking. If you want to see some of the conversation, it's under my short. There's no one good. We're all lames. There's no one good but God, or something like that. If you want to see the conversation. But let them do them. You do you. Keep believing. Like the old saying goes, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Them atheists gonna be the first ones in line for the mark of the beast. I thought you didn't believe. Why you taking the mark of the beast then? Take your atheism all the way into death. They ain't gonna do it. It's not in them to do it. They're going. Every single atheist that's alive during the mark of the beast is going to take it. That's why they not valid. There's going to be Christians that don't take it, Muslims, Hindus, Jehovah's Witnesses. But every atheist is going to take it. Because the devil deceptively fuels them and their beliefs. But don't go to work, do your job. Don't even talk about the Bible at work. Unless you want to end up like me. Can't even work in peace. People nitpicking, talking about you, telling you crazy, all this. Don't even entertain them. They say it's something different about you. You're right, it is. I'm a believer. I don't want to talk about it at work. If you go to this church or that church, invite them to your church. If you don't attend a church service, invite them to a Bible study. If you're a woman, it gotta be other people around, because these guys, they'll pretend interest, thinking they're gonna clap you. Don't put yourself in that situation. Don't do it. The last thing any of your women want to do is get pregnant by one of these type. What they gonna teach your kids? How not to believe in God? But a couple more things and then we're gonna close this out. When you're dealing with atheists, you're dealing with them, you always gotta understand the free will. And respect the free will. You know, respect it. Like, if they trying to hang with you and they cool in every earthly way, it's up to you. You better be careful with them, because they could be psychopathic. But if you go out for a beer with, your light's supposed to shine in darkness. You go out to a ball game with them, and y'all talking about the team, that cut them off every time they try to bring that up. Be like, dude, I don't want to hear that, man. That's false. There's too much life around. Be like, man, are you gonna kick it, or you gonna try to get me to go to hell? That's how you got to deal with them. Firmly. Like, why would you even want to erase my beliefs? If you're right and I'm wrong, nothing happens to me anyway. If I'm not going to convince you, but if you want to learn, you're free to learn. A believer is win-win. If there is no God, you still win. Because if you die and there's no God, don't take that chance. Don't take your life. Cause hey, listen, I ain't gonna try to convince you. There is a God, but I ain't gonna try to convince you. But don't you dare enter that eternal realm with that. But what I'm gonna say is believers are win-win. If they were right, you win. They're wrong, you still win. Because if they were right, you go to sleep. Now you ain't got to deal with the evils of the world. But they're wrong. And any of you contemplating deleting yourself, I'm not going to convince you otherwise, but I'm going to tell you you're wrong. You go enter a realm that you're not ready for. And you'll regret it forever. Don't do that goofy thing. Get your life right with the God of heaven. The Most High, the divine architect. And then live. Get off drugs if you on drugs. Be happy if you're depressed. Find hobbies. The atheist, his hobby is, I want to make everybody as miserable as me. Because you're empty. You're nihilistic. Oh, I don't believe in nothing. Man, get out. Okay. You don't believe in nothing. Next. Man, my neck is. Hey, atheist, won't you get this crick out of me? That's right, you can't. But let them believe what they want. That's the number one thing that you always need to understand when dealing with atheists. They have a free will. Let them believe what they want. You keep believing in the Most High God. They can't disprove them, no matter how much I've heard people argue things, and I'm listening to them, and I know you're wrong. I know you're false, but yet they make false sound true. A lot of people do. They make falsehood sound like truth. But anyway, that's what you need to understand. Those things that I mentioned, let them do them. You do you. Don't hold it against them when dealing with them. If y'all get along, focus on where y'all get along. If they try to go there, be firm with them. Make sure they understand that you believe in nothing. You're not going to get me to believe in nothing. I'm respectful of the oxygen that flows through my body and that's in the air, and the complexity of the way I'm constructed as a human being. I respect that. That being is my God. We created in the image and likeness of him. This is believable because the same way we reason, if we learn how to reason and how to manifest things, we're in the image and likeness of him. But because of the devil and because of atheists, it's a little harder for people. Thanks for watching. Keep tuning in. This is The Truth Man. The channel is the No Matrix, No Simping, All Subjects channel.